All right, there's Jack with his fancy new Electra. There's Pamela over here. She's got her Schwinn. I got my big beach bike here. This is the first real-time bike ride we are doing. Just trying something different, something fun. Got my mount on, my body mount. We are at an amazing place called Black River Reservation. This is part of the Lorain County Metroparks. And we are starting at way at the beginning, a place called Burr Oak. And one of the reasons we're doing this is because there's not a lot of videos of actual trails. The Cuyahoga County Metroparks have been voted the best Metroparks in the entire nation multiple times now. Lorain County Metroparks are the neighboring county, and they are also absolutely incredible and beautiful. But I don't think they've won any awards, but this one is fantastic. It's one of our favorites. We've done quite a few videos here, but we've never done a real time. So this starts in Sheffield. It goes through like Sheffield, Elyria, Lorain. We're going to actually end in Lorain. We're going to go to a place called Broadway Mary's to eat. An awesome, wonderful place in downtown Lorain. And we're going to take this trail all the way there. Again, this is just a nice leisurely. This is one of those like long-term rides where you're just covering a lot of mileage, checking out nature, all that. I'm going to do a little bit of narration. There's Pamela passing me by. I'm going to do a little bit of narration here and there, but for the most part, this is just going to kind of be a nice ride. You are going to hear me doing some huffing and puffing because, again, we have these old school bikes. We don't have gears. Now, Pamela does, but Jack and I do not. We've got the big old roadster kind of bikes. And when we get those hills, you can see what Jack's doing right there. We just stand up and chug and try to get up these hills. We challenge ourselves to try to get up to the hill with no gears. And so when we get to certain parts, we're just going to kind of tell you where we're at. So starting off here, this is mile 9.5. And I believe what it does is counts down, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll take this all the way to the end. It'll be about 10 miles. We'll eat at the restaurant. We will take this trail all the way back. Probably not going to record the way back because it's obviously just going to be the same. So hopefully if my battery doesn't die, we'll get a full documentation of this trail. Been coming here for many, many years. It is beautiful. Many people come. It is Labor Day weekend currently. And we decided we're kind of burnt out with kind of doing things. We just want to take advantage of some nature and some parks and some bike riding here. Jack started high school. 2 weeks into high school, right? As you can see here, big hills. So the fun part about this park, and what I usually do is I kind of stand up and I just kind of hold my brake a little bit and I just kind of go easy down these hills by hitting that back brake. And you got to remember, every hill you go down is another hill you got to go up. So this is a great workout. If you're looking for a nice smooth path to just really get a good leg workout, honestly for us, it's very much of a full body workout. Now this is the nice part about Black River. All of these amazing bridges. I'm going to kind of turn to the side so you can see a little bit. There's the Black River. And there is a series of these bridges that we're going to cross over. Really, really awesome and amazing bridges. This is the first of many that go over the river. So sit back and enjoy. And if you ever come to the Cleveland area, check out the Cuyahoga County and the Lorain County Metroparks. Bring your bikes. A lot of people bring the strollers. The nice part about having this hill in the beginning is it really just kind of catapults you into the park. So it's just a really fun way to start, which is why we start up here and go the other way. The only thing you got to remember, guys, is at the end of this entire, which kind of probably be about 20-mile trip, you have to do this whole entire hill uphill. So, very challenging. It's challenging, but a great workout. So that was a half a mile, that hill. It's a long hill. So we'll be going uphill a half a mile to end our workout when we come back. Now this is at the bottom of Burr Oak. This is the Black River Reservation kind of lot here. This up here is very famous for bird watching. So there's a whole grassland area here, and a lot of bird watching clubs come here, and they walk through these trails up here. And it's really magnificent because there's just birds everywhere, and they have bird houses and all that. So a lot of times early in the morning and late in the evening, you will see a lot of people with binoculars and cameras getting all the birds. There's a family venturing out. You'll see a lot of families, a lot of strollers, jogging strollers, parents with jogging strollers, lots of bikes. We are starting to see a little more e-bikes, but not that many. A lot of the kind of competitive bicyclists that normally just go on the street will actually come through this path because it is smooth and it is long. And those guys will go 30, 40, 50 miles a day, and they will make this park part of their journey. So as you can see, they basically just cut the sides of this nice, wide, smooth path just to keep everything off. And they just let everything else go. Just gonna make sure this is recording. It looks like it is. Adjust these straps. If you didn't see the video where we got this mount, I'll put a link in the description. It's the first time we used it a couple weeks ago. And going into fall, we're probably going to be doing some videos like this to show, how these amazing parks in Cleveland. You can only imagine all of this foliage right here changing color here in the next month or two. So like a lot of people, we're going to be coming out and filming some of that. Might even just put some music to it. But for this one, kind of want to do a little bit of a narration. So it's nice we have these mile markers. Looks like we've already gotten a mile in. Jack usually starts off pretty strong. And then after a couple of hills, he tends to slow down. Especially when he starts getting hungry. We had a huge breakfast, and we're probably still going to be very hungry by the time we get to Broadway Mary's. Now you can see here these hills are such an incline that they actually put a line on them so that you remember to stay on the side. There's Jack. He starts standing up. I'm going to stand up and start chugging. A lot of these hills are very challenging. Many of them are 10%. Some of them even go as much as 15%. And this is a second bridge. It's a fairly short one. Good morning. Pamela doesn't have to stand up because she has gears. Now, look at this. Try to turn a little bit here. Look at the river here. Something. And again, the reward of these hills is being able to then coast down the other side. Really awesome. It's like I said in the beginning, Jack has a tendency to take off, but usually after a few miles, we catch up with them. It is almost noon. We had a lot of things to do this morning, so we did not get out as early as we wanted. So it is almost 86 degrees. Luckily, most of this trail is in the shade, so that helps. But a lot of the runners and bikers do have a tendency to come early. This looks like a big old Great Dane right here. I don't want to scare him, so I'm going slow. Hi there, what's your name? Lou. Enjoy your walk, Lou. Wow, he's a big guy. He's a big boy. Yeah, if I see somebody coming, I usually wait. I don't like to come real close to the dogs. I feel like if you come real close to them, it scares them. Here we go. This is the third bridge. This one's huge. Very interesting. It goes under the old railroad here. You can see the mile marker. We're about 1.5 miles in. And this one is pretty big hill. It takes you up over the river, underneath the railroad tracks, and all the way across here. And then crosses again. It's like a big triangle bridge. The nice part about this wood is when you're running, it kind of gives you a break off the, see the bridge over there? Actually crosses across here. The nice part, like I was saying about this wood, is when you're running on that pavement, it gives you a break. Now this guy looks like he has Vibrams like I wear, which is a minimalistic shoe. So he's probably loving the break that his feet are getting on this wood right here for a minute. And here's another big hill. Past this gentleman. And again, they have these lines because they really encourage folks to stay on that side. The other thing is they have this cleared off. There's little stops as you go along. Water fountains, bathrooms, and pavilions where you can stop and eat. They really do encourage folks, you know, if you have to stop for a minute with your dog or whatever, go over there on the grass because you don't want to be blocking the trails. And people are very good about that here. It's a nice wide trail, and there's lots of places to get off the path. So, yeah, 3 bridges already. There's many more to come, but that big one is really spectacular. We're going to come across some pretty huge hills here that are going to be quite challenging. We're just going to chug them. Usually at the top of the really big one at the end here, before we cross into the other city, we will usually get a drink at that drinking fountain. We do have water on our bikes, but we usually keep them for if we really need them. That's the 2 mile mark right there. So we're almost at the huge hill. Jack's loving his new bike. He really fits on it well. Look how comfy that is. So if you've never ridden a beach bike kind of thing like that, like a roadster, definitely check it out. I'm gonna pass Pamela. Passing on the left. You gonna let me pass? Look at you. This is one of our absolute favorite parks. Absolutely beautiful. If we see some turtles and stuff, we'll stop. There are usually a lot of turtles through here. So if we see some turtles and stuff, we'll stop and take a look at them. It's usually about the time I past Jack around 2 to 3 miles. Not that many people now that it's late in the day, huh? You saw woolly bears? Yeah, it's that type of season we're going into. Woolly bear season. It is very customary to let someone know when you're passing. But honestly, if I see that they're wearing earphones, I don't bother. I just make sure that I don't pass like right next to them, because I've freaked a couple people out doing that in the past. So I just make sure that I'm well off to the left if there's nobody coming at us. Okay, so we are at about 2.5 miles. Again, that's usually when Jack starts to slow down a little bit from that initial burst of energy that his teenage body has. You see some of these leaves are starting to change already. Now there's an amazing tree up here. We're gonna go down. Hey, we're gonna go down and show them that really huge tree, okay? We'll just real quick kind of go down and show them. It is I think it's a cottonwood. It'll be up here in about another mile. It's kind of off the path a little bit. And it is a gigantic tree that they built a deck around. It's really neat to see. Now there is also some trails you can see here on the grass that go all the way through into a waterfall. It is a very tiny waterfall. Nice nonetheless, but it's very tiny. And those grass trails are okay. They're pretty bumpy. It's very short, you just go around in a circle. But we're definitely gonna take you guys to the giant tree. I can't remember if it's a cottonwood. I can't remember what it is. But really, really cool. It is in the middle of the giant hill, so it gives us a little bit of a break up that big hill to go down and see the tree. Coming around these turns, just gotta make sure some of these people on their bikes will be very fast. Okay, here's the giant hill. We're gonna go up about a quarter of the way, and then we're gonna go down this little trail to the right that has this giant tree. But like I said, it'll give us a little bit of a break. Here it is right here. We're actually going to go ahead and take the bikes. Do a little off-roading here. How you doing, man? Just going to look at this tree real quick. There's just a little mulch trail that these beach bikes do pretty well on if it's not too muddy. You're not going to believe how big this tree is. A lot of people come to see it. Isn't it amazing, though, how well these bikes do? I'm just gonna park the bike right here. And see, they built this little deck. I'm assuming Pamela realized we turned. Oh, there she comes. And this deck is very old. I've been coming here for a very long time. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a tree, part of the tree fell and smashed it. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, so you know what? The limb probably fell over here and smashed both sides. So they did that one. They got to redo this side. Look at this guy. Go over there and open your arms right in front of that thing. Right here, dude, so they can see just how giant this thing is. I mean, it's gigantic. It's absolutely gigantic. And the circumference, well, the diameter of this thing is completely round. I mean, you can see it's just round.
You can see where it fell from.
Yeah, it's a big old tree. Some of those limbs are as big as most trees are. Yeah, that stinks. Well, they'll fix it up. They fixed the other side up. They're probably going to fix that side up.
Cool. I like when you see like an actual tragedy.
Just things happening. Yep.
Good thing it didn't hurt Fawn anyway.
Well, as far as we know, it didn't.
Yeah.
Look at that monster. And then you could take these trails out and then they go to the river and stuff, but they're very short. Isn't that something? All the years I've been coming here, never seen anything fall off of it.
And they just fixed this one in spring. It's like...
And then another one fell here.
Yeah, that'll twice in a year.
Well, we've had some pretty bad storms.
Yeah. You feeling okay, big guy?
Yeah, that is a monster tree.
Just a little sneeze.
Yeah.
So what? I forget what it is. Is it cottonwood? Is that what it is?
It is. A very large cottonwood.
Unbelievable.
The Valley of the Giants.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. We visit that old friend. Gigantic, isn't it? Wow. Ooh. Yeah, come here. Let's do a picture. We have one from several years ago, and Jack was about a third of the size he is.
I'm going to take all three of you if you like.
Oh, he's going to take one.
you.
There you go.
What's your name?
I'm Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. Nice to meet you. I'm Pamela. This is Dan and Jack.
What's up, man?
Gentlemen.
Let's do a quick picture, and then we got to hit that hill.
The catfish or funfish, I'm guessing. 1, 2, 1 more. 3.
Thanks,
you
man.
so much.
Cool.
Nice to
I like
meet
your shirt, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We have a
Back
guy.
when Joan Collins was actually young.
Yeah, we have a fellow YouTuber named Chili Head Aquatics, Larry D. And he does horror paraphernalia and collecting. He's gonna love that shirt.
Oh, man.
I like the tattoos too.
Thank you. Yeah, Cinema Wasteland. It's a horror counting strong.
Have a great Labor Day weekend, sir. Yeah, look at all these fall flowers and everything blooming. All right, now we're gonna go hit this hill. So if you do come across this trail, make it a point to definitely check out this tree because it is magnificent to see something like that.
It's probably gonna be there after the apocalypse. I mean, it's just like,
It'll be there, yep. Okay, now here's the hard part. We got a little bit of an incline. We're gonna take this out and we're gonna hit that hill, and it's gonna take us on a very big incline. I'm gonna try my best to not quit. You're gonna hear me huffing and puffing. This is the biggest hill, other than going up that hill at the end, but this is more of an incline, so let's go. Let's see if we can get back up here and do this. Here we go. So, let's crank it. It's gonna take us up to another park where we're gonna continue on. Yep, this is the real deal here. This is about a 12 to 13% incline. The reason I know that is because we checked it once on our phone with an app called Protractor 360. So we highly recommend that app if you want to know what your incline is. Just lay your phone on the ground. These guys are going the fun way. They're going down. How you doing? So there's another e-bike. All right. Those e-bikes make it fun coming up those hills, but we kind of do this for a workout, so whew, that was a good one. Looks like they got a birthday party here. They got these bike stations. A lot of the Metroparks in the Cleveland area have these bike stations. Very nice. I'm gonna hit this water fountain over here. Here comes Jack. That's a good hill. Jack's having no problem with his new bike. Easy peasy. Yep. He says, yep. Lots of birthday parties and stuff. How you guys doing? That was nice, you guys, to set this up for us. Is this a surprise party for us? All right. Now here's the cool part. They have water fillers, and they also have the ones for dogs. Isn't that nice? Yeah, drink. It's good, man. It's good and it's cold. It must be from deep down. So this is the other park on the other side. Pamela's having some trouble on the hill. Let's see if she made it up here yet. Here she comes. Yeah, Jack and I are very used to the hills, and we like to chug up them. Look at these awesome bathroom facilities here. Beautiful. There's Pamela. Nice job. That's a challenging one, isn't it? All right. You ready? Oh, your water bottle fell off and went rolling down the hill. That stinks. All right. Now we're going to go over here. We're going to cross the street. Now, this is basically where the trail ends, but it continues and goes all the way through this area. Now, up here is... Pamela's telling him happy birthday. This up here... There's another bathroom over here, by the way. Very nice facilities these parks have. Up here is a huge factory. And we kind of joke around about it, me and Jack call it Area 52. And it's because there's a lot of weird sounds and stuff like that. But I think it's just a gravel quarry. The reason we call it Area 52 is because there's all these signs and stuff. And sometimes there's weird noises, isn't there? Like alien noises. So what you do is you cross the street here, East 31st, and there you go. And we come across here, and it goes right up into the trail. So a lot of times they do close this in the winter, but this is really an awesome trail. There's a lot of awesome bridges on this side too. And this will take you all the way through to Lorain if you continue. A lot of people kind of stop there. Now you notice the sign says no motorized vehicles. So obviously you can't use, but these e-bikes, no one has really enforced any of that at all. So I think, oops, I got some kind of horsefly bugging me here. Did he get you? Yeah, he was on me, man. So I think a lot of the things with the e-bikes, as long as people aren't flying through here, as long as they're not making any noise, and a lot of these e-bikes, you can't even tell that they're e-bikes because the battery is so small. So they're not really enforcing any of that, which is nice, because a lot of people who might not be able to get out and do these kind of things can get out and do these things, which is nice. So here we go. We're headed to a really cool couple of bridges here. What mile marker are we at? So we've gone about 3.5 miles, 3.5 to 4 miles. This is a really awesome bridge. Again, they have a line to remind you, stay on your side, because it gets a little hairy in here. Check this out, guys. I'm gonna take it a little slower on these curves. There's Jack on his brakes. It's actually his tire now. You want to start chugging because big hill coming up. Big bridge. Look at this guy. Yeah, big bridge over the river. Keep going. Keep going. And then most of it, all the way down, is the hill. You see how high we are right here. Whew. That's a gasser. How you doing, man? Yeah, so again, huge decline, not too high. How you doing? But when you come back this way, this is all uphill. Sometimes I'll put my feet right up here on my little thing. Just sit back and chill. Just take this hill all the way down. That was a fast mile, wasn't it? Usually give Pamela a minute to catch up here. Is she coming up here? Is she back there? All right, well, let's slow down. Pamela's been getting some knee injections. So her knee's not, she taught cycling for many, many, many years. She's a cycle instructor. Did several classes a day for many years, and her knee is starting to bug her. So she got some gel injections, and she's trying to work on that. So we're trying to be patient sometimes. So this is all pretty much downhill all the way till we get to the other side of this. And you can see there's signs and fences on both sides. It's actually private property. And what they did is they allowed the Metroparks to kind of cut through here. So this is, we're actually on private property. They said, you know what? You can put the path through here so people can go through here. Can't go off the path. And you'll see a lot of signs posted and all the mountains of gravel and everything else. But luckily there's a little bit of cloud coverage because this part gets really hot, doesn't it? Jack doesn't love this part. He gets very hot on this part because it's just total exposure right here. Luckily it's not too long. Turn around, see if I can see Pamela. Hang on, Dudio. Let's give her a minute to catch up. Oh, I see her in the distance. She's coming. We'll just go slow. Now up here, there's some more bridges and also some boat docks. So people go kayaking up here. I'm actually standing up to give you guys a better view. So you can see here again, no public access, private property. There's a huge factory, huge quarry here. We'll see if we hear any of the weird noises. Sometimes you can really hear, and Jack and I don't know if they're birds or aliens or what. Yeah, no trespassing, private property everywhere. Basically, this is just a cut through. Trying to turn so you can see some of the river here. When we come up to the end here, there's a lookout. So we'll go to that lookout and wait for Pamela to catch up. And take a look at the river from the lookout. Yeah, this is all just a really slight decline and level area. So again, going back, it's pretty challenging here. You pretty much have to pedal and stand for the majority of it. Because it's just so long of an incline. Here's another bridge. Oh, I see Pamela coming now. Here she comes. Yeah, we slowed down a little bit. Look at here. Another fabulous bridge. She's coming. She's right behind us. See if I can turn a little bit so you can see this factory over here. How you doing, man? Now we start with an incline again. Let's take a circle around this whole lookout thing and wait for Pamela. I want to show this lookout area. See, there's where the boat launches are. So if you go down that way, you can put your kayak and you can ride all along the river. Let's take a look at this outlook or lookout area. This is neat. Just take a quick break. How cool is this, guys? So that's the bridge right over there that we just passed over. And then here's the lookout. Kind of hold this up. Look at that river there.
Did you tell them that it was a quarry?
Yeah, it's like a quarry of some sort. How you feeling there, Pamela? We're just showing a lookout real quick. We got attacked by a horsefly. Just taking a look down the lookout. What's this cricket doing?
I don't know if he's dead.
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that get in the garage, and then
They don't skip leg day.
and then they don't skip leg day. They get in the garage and they make a noise all night and drive Lacey nuts. She tries to go get them.
I love that noise.
Yeah, you like it. Well, it echoes in the garage. You ready to keep going? That's the noise. That's what we're talking about. Hear it?
The geese are out.
So it must be the geese, but sometimes, depending on where they are, it sounds kind of crazy. Almost like a howler monkey or something.
Cranes that make those.
Cranes and geese and ducks and all kind of things. Anyway, it's a little bit spooky sometimes
Well,
when
sometimes there are some gorilla noises.
gorilla noises.
There's some ones I can't really make.
All right. All right, guys, let's keep going. She's right behind us, she says. Okay. Got some mushrooms, any puffballs? It's going into puffball. Oh, that looks like a puffball. It's a small one. We're going into puffball season. We might get some big ones this year in the yard. Maybe we'll cook them up. What's that? You want to try them?
I guess I'll try. I have a feeling it would taste like cheese.
You know, they say the big puffballs, if they're nice and thick and white like that, they kind of just taste like tofu. Yeah, there it goes again.
That sounds like a chicken.
That does sound like a monkey. All right. So here we go. We're going to take this all the way through. Keep going all the way to Lorain. We're at about the halfway mark. If you've watched the video this long, congratulations on sticking it out. If you really wanted a virtual tour of this area, you're going to get one. We're going to go all the way to Lake Erie, and we're going to see the beach and the parks over there all the way. This is a nice, awesome ride. And as you can see, this path is just really miraculous. But we've just never done this before, so we'll see if the battery lasts and all that. Let me see if it's actually even still going. It appears to still be going. So good. If there's enough battery, we're going to do a little thing at Broadway Mary's and just kind of show it, because she's a really cool lady. She has a lot of plant-based options, but she also has everything else. So she's open from 9 to 3, does breakfast and lunch, and then she closes for 3 hours from 3 to 6. And then she reopens at 6 and stays open until 2 a.m. because it is also a bar. Hi. Looks like that tree had to come down. And it's a kind of a hip, cool place to be in Lorain. We like to go for a late lunch, though, when we're on a ride like this. So we'll probably get there sometime around 1 or 2 before she closes. And hopefully it won't be too busy. And we're going to smash some serious late lunch after this ride. And then we will ride all the way back. This is just amazing. It is Labor Day weekend, if I forgot to mention that. We're at 4.5 miles, so we are more than halfway. Now remember, that's to the end of the trail. We still have to kind of go through downtown Lorain, which isn't very long. It's just some sidewalks. There are also other restaurants there, in case for some reason she's not open today. One time we went all the way over here and her air conditioning was out. And we weren't able to eat there. And there are some other places downtown. They don't have as many plant-based options as she does, but they do have some. And of course, there's always salads and things like that that you can get. One time we went to one place, I forget the name, and they didn't have really anything but salads, but they do have a lot of beans, and they put beans on the salad, and that gave us lots of energy to ride back. Here we go with another bridge. And we are at the street level now. Now the fall pollen is really high today. So you might notice me sniffing a little bit. We've talked a lot in the past about how when I was a child, I had horrible allergies and tried a lot of different things. Inevitably, about 12 years ago, I went completely plant-based, and just about all of my allergy symptoms went away overnight. But when the pollen, yeah, you can't see much because of this brush, but yeah, no trespassing, all that. But this is the launch site where you bring your kayaks. So anyway, yeah, for the last 12 years, even though the pollen counts have had record highs, I've taken no medicine, no nothing, and had virtually no symptoms. But when we're really in the thick of it, and the pollen is very high, I get a little bit of itchy eyes, not bad. It's tolerable. So I always encourage people, if you really want to reduce inflammation. I worked as an advanced clinical nurse on ventilators for many years as a nurse, and worked with many people who had allergies and asthma. And when we got them to go plant-based, it never didn't help them. Always helped tremendously. So keep that in mind. If you have inflammatory issues, asthma, allergies, any type of autoimmune disease, inflammatory disease, anything like that, even insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, when you go plant-based, it's unbelievable the difference it makes in your life. When I was younger, I would have never been able to take a ride like this at this time of year with the pollen count this high without tons of medication. I would have never been able to do this. My eyes would have been watering, my nose would have been running, I would have been sneezing, my eyes would be probably bloodshot. I'm having pretty much zero symptoms today, other than a little tiny bit, hardly anything. trees down. A lot of trees down this year. A lot of storms. We had some huge storms last 2 weeks here in Cleveland. Monsoons, Jack called them, right? It was. It really was. Monsoons. Monsoon-esque weather. Okay. So what we did there, we went along that street, and now we're kind of crossing back into another park system in a different city. This is more going into Elyria and Lorain. Look at these giant pussy willows, man. Tall grass, pussy willows. Unbelievable. Are you laughing? Jack's laughing at that. You know why he's laughing, guys? If you've never seen, Jack's a little older now, so I let him watch some different movies. If you've never seen the Howard Stern movie, the part where they're talking about pussy willows, he now thinks of that. Actually, I don't think these are pussy willows. They're just like huge lake grass or whatever, but they kind of look like them for a second. If you've never seen that part, Google that part of the movie. You can see it on YouTube. Just Google Howard Stern movie Pussy Willows. It is absolutely hilarious. All right, so again, we're coming through some areas here where they have kind of connected a lot of these systems. This is a little connection area. That is a cell phone tower. Is Pamela coming up there? We don't want to get too far ahead of her, but she also tells us, hey, go ahead, I'll catch up. She doesn't want to slow us down too much. Yeah, this is a huge trucking company here. Oh, speak of the devil, look at that. She's got a second wind, huh? Look at that. She had a little drink of her coffee there. Got a second wind, huh? All right, we are at mile 3.5. We've gone about 7 or so miles. A few more to go. Jack's right next to me. We're neck and neck, huh? You're loving that new bike, dude, huh? I like that I can slip my feet up to my heels if I want to give my knees a break, but I can bring them back to my toes if I want to smash it. Definitely nice. These style of bikes, I don't think I'll ever ride another bike ever. I love these style of bikes. One of the things you can do too is if you really want to crank is you put your hands like this and lean forward. Yeah, there was some deer. I just heard them. Put your hands forward like this. Kind of crouch down and really get on those pedals. That does work on some inclines, but if you hit a decent incline, you really have to stand up. The other thing I like is I put my arms like this sometimes. Just give them a break, and I'll hold the handlebars like this, upside down. And also, if you're out on a sunny day and you want to get your antecubital of your arm, get some sun, that's a good way to do it. Instead of getting like the farmer's tan thing, you know, whatever they call it. Yeah, she had a little burst of energy. She passed us. There is also, if we remember right, isn't there like an outdoor gym up here? You have some of those outdoor gyms. We may check that out. It's like those body weight kind of. I think some of them have hydraulics. But we're seeing more and more of those. We've done videos on a few of those types of parks around us. And Those are very neat and cool. How you doing, guys? This is when we come up here. There's some newer developments, but they kind of kept the trail going. Oh, passing on your left, ma'am.
Oh,
Mile 3. So we started off at around 10 at the beginning of the parking lot, gone about 7 miles. Jack's crushing it. Loving the new bike. That seat, I imagine, is way more comfortable than your old fat bike, right? Yeah. The wind is slamming us in the face now. So this is a newer street that was put in here. This is an Elyria. They're building up in here. Going to be building some developments. But all of this will remain right here. So this area over here will be housing developments, and they will face the park. And it'd be nice because those folks can walk right over here and go on the trail, or ride their bikes right over here on the trail. So that'll be exciting when they start building. Jack has to hit those. He can't pass them without hitting them. It is nice that the park provides the doggy bags. A lot of the parks around here do. How you doing, guys? Many of the parks do provide those, which is really cool. Because people might bring their dogs and they forget them. I want to stand up because there's a little bit of an incline here now. Give my butt a break and chug a little bit here. Usually after we eat and we go back, we have a tendency to go a little slower. We just kind of ride along. There is a little bit less hills going back other than that one very long incline. And then of course you have the one at the end. And usually by the time we reach that one at the end, we're not full anymore. So we can stand up and chug without puking. Wow, look at that tree, it's ready to go. It's going down soon. Yeah, quite a few leaves down already. Here we go. 2.5. Gone about 7.5 miles now. And so right outside of the park here is Elyria area. You can hear some sirens, ambulance, police, traffic, trucks on the highway. Not much though. So we're going to be coming up into Elyria and then onto Lorain. I think most of the squeaking you hear is probably my seat. I'm going to have to figure out a way to lubricate that. Yeah, this is just a quarry. There's no... It's actually a bus parking lot, a school bus parking lot. And on, even though there's a stop there, on a a Saturday like today, there's going to be zero traffic. Yeah, well, that's what I was just saying. It's nice it's a little bit overcast because this area here can be kind of tough, especially around noon. So you can see that there's directions. When it crosses over and shares the sidewalk, it kind of tells you where to go. Jack's going to lead the way. So you just follow the arrows. I'm going to cut right across here. Jack got stuck at the light. There he comes. So this is going to take us right up into Lorain. And by Lake Erie. So you can see how there's signs here. Just going to follow these signs right through these kind of like suburbs. So even though this at one point in time was sidewalk, they actually took it out and widened it to connect these Metroparks. Isn't that nice? Check out that Spider-Man Razor. Big wheel Razor.
Got a tire there. I think we did an Instacart.
We did an Instacart over here one time. We need to do a video talking about our Instacart experience. We've never talked about it. Jack just gave a spoiler. Jack and I, a couple years ago, in the wintertime, because of COVID and not really being able to do much, decided to start Instacarting. And we worked, what did we do that for, like 3 or 4 months? And we made some pretty good money. So if you remember the trip that we took to Florida for his Christmas break about 1.5 years ago, what we did is the winter before that spring break, we Instacarted. And of course we had the Volt, so it didn't cost very much as far as transportation goes. So we used the Volt, and we did it mostly on weekends. He had like half days at school and then all that, because all that was still going on. So we did it for about 3 months. I want to say we made about $4,000, about $1,300 a month doing that, just me and him doing that together. You know, 2-3 days a week or something, part-time. Very interesting. We're probably going to do a video on that because we never have, and people have talked to us about it. And we talked to Celine Ferocious about it because she worked as a delivery driver for a while. She said, hey, you guys should do a video on that. Big hill here, getting over the tracks. And we said, you know what? We're going to have to, because there's some funny stories. And so 2 years ago, Jack was only 12 and a half. So, you know, legally, basically, I was the one Instacarting. And he was just kind of along for the ride, and he helped me. And it was a lot of fun. And what we did is we took that $4,000 and we paid for that entire trip. We went and spent 10 days in Florida. Went to Disney, all that. The whole entire thing was paid for by Instacarting for a few months there. And it was kind of fun. And we realized we didn't really want to keep doing it, but we did it for a while. And we just kind of wanted to see what we could do. So we'll probably talk about that in a video sometime. It was a fun time. It was a really bad winter, so there was nothing to do. And so we just went Instacarting. And the Volt did pretty good in the snow when it was bad, and people tipped really high. you know, because COVID was going on and they couldn't really get out and the weather was bad. And we'd go to people's houses and we'd drop off their groceries and stuff. And honestly, we really felt like we were helping a lot of people. We met a lot of people who weren't able to leave, a lot of disabled people. And I don't know, I felt like we were really helping folks. It was more so than I thought. Met a lot of really cool people. We made a lot of really fun deliveries, which we will talk about in that video if we ever do it. Interesting stuff. But yeah, made some good money. It was a really fun bonding time for he and I. The problem with it is we ate out a lot because we were out, you know, doing things. So it was hard to find plant-based options, especially healthy ones. We did a lot of black bean burritos at Taco Bell for that 3 months when we were out. Sometimes we would grab stuff at the stores and just eat in the car in between deliveries. But, so this is the big park and school that has the outdoor gym. We're coming up to Lake, that's Lake Erie right there. We're coming up to the lake. Yeah, 12 and a half. Jack was killing it. He was helping me a lot. You want to stop and check it out? Oh, look at that. He's burning rubber. Yeah, this is a really old one. Oh, so this one here, I remember this one. This is like a remember Tony Little's Gazelle? Go ahead and get on that Gazelle right there, dude. You don't even know who Tony Little is, do you? He was a famous, long-haired personal trainer from the 80s. You got to go back and forth one leg. And it was called the Gazelle. That's totally a Gazelle right there. And he made like millions and millions of dollars selling the Gazelle, Tony Little Gazelle. Look that up on YouTube if you've never seen it. So then there's some things to do push-ups. There's a little chest press thing there. What is it, like just a rubber band resistance in there or something? Something along those lines. There's a little recumbent bike. There's an elliptical. Pamela's going to show us some push-ups because she's tough, right? You look at you, one-arm push-up. You're a beast. Yeah.
Hard after yesterday's chest workout.
Yeah, we did a big chest workout yesterday. They got a little elliptical. I mean, how nice that you could come over here. And so your kids are over there playing, and you could be right here. And you could be on the Gazelle watching your kids and getting a little exercise instead of just standing there watching them like you see all the parents doing, right?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I don't either.
So we're here making videos to motivate all the moms and dads out there.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, you could take a bike ride. You could come over here. You could get an upper body workout over here.
You do enough reps of these. Hold
Yeah.
in there.
How many reps do you think you could do on there? 1,000? 2,000?
At least 100 after yesterday's work.
Yeah, but it's made for just, you know,
Yeah.
having fun.
It's nice because if you are having issues with your knees or
Can do the recumbent
you're
bike.
just getting out, a lot of my seniors want to get started. They could even come
Yeah.
here. pick
I'll tell you,
one
this
up.
stuff's in nice shape. It's been here for years. It must be like aluminum and powder coated or something because there's no rust or anything. So,
Yeah, and you can go backwards.
very impressive. Look at that. Isn't that nice?
Time for a nice cold Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, we need some Arnold Palmers at Broadway Mary's. Well, we're continuing along the way. We're going to take a quick look up here. Let's see if this camera's still going. It appears we're still filming, so that's fun.
There's a little toad
Is there a little toad? Let me
right
see.
over here.
Little baby toad. Oh, look, he's so tiny. These are the little toads that almost you think is a cricket, right?
Yeah,
Where'd he go?
he went in there. Good luck.
Let's see if he's in here. Yeah, sometimes I see him when I'm trimming or cutting grass, and they're so tiny, you think they're like a cricket, but they're actually little baby toads, North American toads. Well, we didn't see him. He hid well. He's not going to get eaten by a predator today. Yeah, you'll see him on the path trying to cross the hot pavement. All right, we're going to hit it.
Hit it.
And we're almost there, right?
Stopping starting our time so far, we are exactly at 48.
48 minutes. This is going to be a good solid hour at least by the time we get there. And how many calories does it say you've burned?
So now I've stopped and started the time. So like, this is inaccurate, but I'm gonna put my battery for my.
Because you wear the polar thing. You wear the heart rate
I
monitor
like
thing.
yeah, these things. Not a fan of, but at least it works. 315 for the calories.
All right, about 300.
It's not accurate, but probably burned more.
So by the time we get all the way there, probably going to be around 400 or so, and then 400 back. We're going to burn around 800 calories today taking this ride, maybe more, maybe like 1,000. That's pretty good. I tell you, I'm very happy it's overcast because this would have been tough if it was super sunny this late in the day. Normally when we do this, we're going to go early and eat like a breakfast, but we had breakfast plans with friends and things like that, so you can see off there in the distance, there's a park and there's Lake Erie right there. We're going to kind of go over there and go by that. And that's a pretty impressive park if I remember right, isn't it, dude? Look at some of these old lake houses here. Look at this big blue one here. There's 3 stories. A lot of these houses have 3 stories here. There's a whole, now they might have actually 4 if they have a basement. So you got a basement, you got a main floor, you got an upstairs, and then you have usually a big master suite on the 4th floor. These are old lake houses here. This is a beautiful park. There's a harbor house, and I think that they sometimes have food and things like that. Look at that old boat thing. Now that's, when I was a kid, dude, we're gonna get going. I'm getting hungry. But see this boat thing? That was the whole park when I was a kid. They had none of these plastic slides, fancy. Everything was just this, and you climbed it, and it was on concrete. There was no recycled tires. And if you fell, you bashed yourself. Look at all that. That's all recycled tires there. What a fun, nice base, though. So we're going to head down here. I know I sound like an old guy, right? Back in my day, we had concrete. But it's true. We never had mulch or any of that. We had none of that. If you fell, you paid dearly. I still have scars of like road rash. So yeah. Well, that's all there was. Nobody thought to do that. So we're already at mile 1. So in 1 more mile, we will be at the 10-mile mark. Now here's another. Look at this big blue house here. Wow. These lake houses, these old lake houses, they're century-old homes here. Beautiful.
That looks like a George Washington.
Yeah, it looks like a colonial type of situation, doesn't it? Isn't that beautiful? And then their backyard goes right over to the lake. Look at this one. Look at this white one here. Look at those balconies. Isn't that beautiful? Right on the lake. I'd imagine with the real estate market the way it is right now, still, that many of these houses were probably bought in the early 2000s for $200,000 or $300,000, and they're probably going for $400,000 or $500,000 right now. Even some of these little dinky ones here, just because they're beachfront properties. And a lot of times young couples will buy them. They're a dual working couple with a good income, no kids yet. They could buy a house like this and fix it up and live there their whole lives. And it will just increase in value every year because it's on Lake Erie like this. Check this guy out. Check that guy out. He's got one of those big 3-wheeler deals. Those have become quite popular. There's another 3-story house. Beautiful. St. Anthony's School. Yeah, so it's pretty amazing. Looks like there was a fire, and then they're doing construction because of that fire at St. Anthony's. There's another guy in an e-bike cruising down the road. St. St. Anthony of Padua. Look at that, right on the lake. Nice to go to school there, huh? Big bumps here. Did she lose? Oh, she lost her, see, my camera kind of moved. It sounds like she lost her water bottle again and had to grab it. But she'll catch up. Yeah, some of these bumps actually shook loose my mount here. See if we're still recording. It looks like we are. Again, guys, never did this kind of thing before. Never did a real time kind of adventure. Decided we would give it a try. Again, I'm kind of just narrating. I think if I do one of these in the fall or coming up in the next few weeks, I might just put music to it. But we really wanted to make this realistic so you could hear the sounds and so that I could kind of talk a little bit about just the history and the places. Now, if you look at these sidewalks, guys, I'm going to bend over a little bit. These are slate sidewalks. When I grew up in Parma, around this Cleveland area, all of these sidewalks were slate. It's nice to see them again. Oh, there goes somebody. Oh, he went after Jack, but he had his chain on. I thought... Good boy. Whoa. He jumped right through the bushes and got choked. He choked himself. Wow. He was mad about something. He didn't like our bikes. So anyway, like I was saying, those slate, here looks like a new little ice cream parlor place here. How cool is that? Burgers, fries, ice cream. This is a really neat little area. Anyway, slate was the way to go. That's how it was when we were kids. And it was very slippery, and we used to ride our bikes and skateboard on that slate, and we would skid on it. You could like hydroplane on it on a skateboard, and it was really neat. But most of that slate's gone, or it's so broken up that you can't really ride on it like that anymore. We used to take our skateboards and we kind of hydroplane sideways on it. It was really fun. And you could skid. If you had your bike, you could hit your brakes and you'd skid about 10 or 20 sidewalk lengths. It was fun. Yeah, most of the slate's busted up these days, though. Dude, that dog was mad at us. He didn't like us. What was his deal, huh? Jack's hungry now. So he's just... Look at these seahorses, this little like beach house. How cool is that? Yeah, this slate, look at this slate. It's just broken up and overgrown. A lot of people don't. They just let it go for now. You can see some people replace it like that guy, but now these aren't bad. If you clean up in between those, you do some serious hydroplaning. Yeah, so what Jack was saying, the reason he brought up the Instacarting is because we did a lot of Instacarting out here. In fact, that apartment building we just passed, I'm pretty sure we went there a few times. There's an arrow. See that arrow? We're going to take a right up here, dude. Yeah, if you keep going to the left, we're going to take a right. Just follow me, dude. If you take a left right there, then you're in a real fancy place in Lorain, on the river there. Fancy restaurant area. I forget what it's called. But there's a huge place where they do weddings and receptions. And There's, you know, bars and restaurants. It's not huge, but it's nice. So here we are going into Lakeside. Actually went the wrong way, but that's okay. We'll cross up here. And the bike path continues. Yeah, these are the marinas. So, do we want to go down? It looks like we want to go down. Hang on a minute. Let me see what it says here. What's it say right here? Oh no, I want to keep going this way. So we just want to stay on that sidewalk? That's south. Do we want to go through here? It looks like it's pointing us through here. Doesn't it? Oh, it says ends, but I know it keeps going. Huh? That way? We're not supposed to go this way? Well, that's what the arrow said. It said Black River Trail North ends here. What's that place right there?
That's
Oasis?
the Marina.
That's the marina.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to eat here instead of going to Lorain?
Yeah, let's actually do that.
Because I don't know, do we just keep going along the sidewalk to get to Lorain?
I'm pretty sure we did, yeah.
You want to check this out? See if there's anything here to eat?
Why don't we check it out?
Never been there. Or do you want to go back up and keep going? There's also the fancy places over there.
Whatever you gentlemen want to do.
You want to check this out here?
Well, we never tried.
Let's go check it out. Let's see what's up. Because I'm not sure how to get. It looks like they changed the route a little bit here since we last come. Wow, look at this, guys. Look at that. That's Lake Erie right there. Restaurant Marina. Hey, we've gone 10 miles. We could eat here. Maybe we can sit out on the deck. Let's go see what's up over here, guys. Yeah, usually we go through Lorain, but we got off the path here a little. We've never been here, so maybe we'll go here instead. Sometimes it's nice to try something different. Yeah, it's like they got a nice deck up here. What do you think? Let's go look at the menu. Well, that's probably the gist of it, guys. Maybe we'll, oh yeah, look at the nice deck. Maybe we'll go up there and eat, huh? Yeah, look at the dock here, huh? Yeah. There's people up there eating. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna see if they got anything good, and if not, we can go actually across the street, and there is a bar and stuff there where I know they have other stuff. Look, you can rent kayaks here. You can rent paddleboards. We should do that sometime. Rent a paddleboard here. Wouldn't that be fun? All right, guys. Yeah. We're gonna end this, guys. What do you think? Was that a fun 10-mile ride?
Yes.
We're gonna chow, probably here or somewhere close, and we're gonna ride back. So if you come to Cleveland, check out Black River, right?
Yes.
You love Black River, don't you?
Yeah. There and back's probably.
Jack just wants to eat at this point. He's like, I'm hungry. Yeah. Oh, for sure, over 20 miles there and back. Look at the beautiful deck there. All right, we're gonna end it. Check out the links and everything in the description. Check out some of our other videos.